Hey guys, can you guys let me know when you guys can hear me? And I'm starting super early with this, so I do apologize for messing around with the time, you guys. My little one stayed home. She wasn't feeling too good, so she's actually sleeping right now. So I thought, let me go live now while she's sleeping, or else I'm going to have to cancel it. And this is one live I do not want to cancel. You guys can hear me? Okay, cool, awesome. So I'm going to get started with this kind of just right off the bat. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Kylan, 24-year-old Kylan Schulte and her wife, Crystal Turner. She was 38. If you know this case, type a 1 in chat. If you don't know this case, type a 2. I just want to see where everybody is at. Hey, BG. Hi, D. Thank you for being here, D. Hi, Sandra, Daisy, Amelia. One big hello to all of you guys in chat. 2, 1. Omo, yeah, I'm trying to bring as much awareness with this case, most definitely. Hi Don, how are you, Teresa? Okay, so I see some ones. I do see 1 and 2. Hey Duke, what's up? All right. So I'm gonna just go over a little bit of what this case is about. Oh, Amelia, thank you. Um, and then I came across an article last night, and it was posted October 25th, and then it was updated the 26th. And it was the updated portion that got me, and I want to read it to you guys. And then we're going to look at the actual campsite, and then we're going to look at the map and have a little discussion on everything. Also, Cindy Sue, she is the person who actually found the campsite, and she found Kylan. She found her dead body, and she actually posted just the other day the actual area where Kylan was found, and they placed, like, you know how like with Gabby they placed rocks into a cross. They did the same thing for Kylan, and I thought it was so beautiful, so I definitely want to share that with you guys too. So that's basically what we're going to be discussing today. Duke, it's been crazy busy. Hey Melissa. Oh, well, thank you guys just for being here. Okay, so we're obviously going to, let me share something with you guys so you have a visual. Give me a second. Okay, so while it's still loading, it might be a little like not clear on your end, but I'm not going to look at chat right now, you guys, just for a second. But we're going to be talking about Kylan and Crystal. Now, Kylan was 24 years old, and hold on, let me turn this off. Kylan was 24 and her wife was 38. Now they were like newlyweds. They had got married in, I believe it was like sometime in April, and they lived that van lifestyle also, kind of like Gabby Petito and Brian. And but they still had jobs. Now they went camping, and on the 13th of August, that evening, they went to a local tavern called Woody's. Now, when they were there, they met up with some friends, and they actually told some friends that there was this creepy dude at their campsite. Now, they didn't describe the guy or anything like that. They just said that there was this creepy guy there. He was giving them the creeps, and they wanted to move their campsite because of it. Now, after they leave there, they go visit with a friend right after, and they stay there just a little bit. Then they would head back to their campsite, and they would get there probably around 1, okay, in the morning. Now, on the 15th, Crystal had a shift at her job at McDonald's, and she did obviously a no show, no call. Then on the 16th, both women, Crystal and Kylan, had a shift for their jobs, and they did another no show, no call. Now, I'm not sure who called Kylan's dad to inform him of this, because this was really out of character for the women. They would never not just show up for work. Again, Kylan worked for Moonflower Co., if that rings a bell, probably because of the Gabby Petito case. And then again, her wife, Crystal, worked at McDonald's. Now, them not showing up for work was completely out of the ordinary for them. So I'm not sure if it was the job that contacted Sean Paul, who is Kylan's dad, but he was contacted, and then he then contacted police. Now, what I gathered was the police didn't originally want to do a missing report for the women, so what they ended up doing was a attempt to locate. Now, it said that law enforcement went out and looked for the girls. And Sean Paul, he kind of had an idea of where the women would be camping. And that's also when Sean Paul went to his Facebook and he started putting out there, for assistance on this, like telling people, hey, the girls didn't show up to work. Can you guys go look out and see if you guys see them anywhere? Maybe they got hurt. A lot of the family thought, and it seemed like the friends in the comments, that possibly the women just got hurt. Something happened with the truck or something. They were out of range, out of service. So people started trying to come together, trying to figure out what happened. Then one of the friends, her name is Cindy Sue, she actually you could actually see it on Sean Paul's on Facebook. She states, if you want, I can go tomorrow and search for the girls. And so that's what she did. She packed up her vehicle with like some, I think it was like water bottles. She packed like some towels, some fruits, and I think some like nuts or something like that, because she just figured the girls probably, either got in an accident or something like that. So Cindy Sue goes and she sets out to find the girls. Now, one thing that sticks out for me with this case is that Cindy says that while she's searching, she talks to Sean Paul throughout the time. She's also talking to, and she has service the whole time, she says, and she's never had service when she's out there. Now, she ends up finding the campsite, and when she gets to the campsite, she finds, the bunny. They had a bunny they took everywhere with them. The bunny was in the cage, and the bunny was dirty, and then she ends up finding Kylan's body. Now, she called law enforcement sometime between then, and they pinged her location. They were out there. But she also was talking to Sean Paul, Kylan's dad, and she was the one who had to tell Sean Paul, like, she found Kylan in the creek. Now, of course, he's at this time doesn't know if the killer or killers are still out there. So he tells her, get in your car, get in your vehicle, lock it, lock your windows, everything like that, because his concern is most definitely her safety, and she does. Now, the fast forward, the crime has not been solved. We learned that the women were shot to death. They had multiple shot wounds, and they were shot in the back, the chest, the side. I don't know exactly who was shot exactly all where, but that's where they were shot. Also, the women would be found with the bottom half of their clothing down, and one of the women had her bra up, so exposing her breast area. Now, I found this article, which you guys are looking at right now, and in this article, I learned something last night that I didn't know, and I wanted to share this with you guys before I actually get started with showing you guys the campsite. So I'm just going to scroll down. The title is Warrant Seeks New Information in Moab Double Homicide of Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. Again, this was posted on the 25th, but it was updated on the 26th of October. Now, again, I'm not looking at chat, you guys, just so you guys know. And it states, Moab, Utah, ABC, for over 2 months ago, the bodies of Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner were found at a campsite near Moab. Since then, authorities have been investigating to determine what happened and who is responsible. A newly released affidavit for a search warrant may offer insight into what is happening in the investigation. Schulte and Turner were last seen on the night of Friday, August 13th at a bar in Moab. Days later, Schulte and Turner were found dead at a campsite near Moab. Now it goes on to state in early September, a warrant detailing what officers found when they arrived at the campsite 6 days later offered a new insight into the case among new details. Now, again, we know that they were found, Kylan was found in a creek, and then it says for Crystal, I'm not sure if she was also found in the creek or nearby. Now it says later that month, the Grand County Sheriff's Office determined Brian Laundrie, the boyfriend of Gabby Petito, was not connected to the double homicide, despite many believing there may be a connection. Now, I do want to state that the Grand County Sheriff, they cleared Brian from being connected to this case, you guys. Literally, they came out with a statement on the 16th. No, when was it? I think it was the 16th. I could be wrong with the dates. No, not the 16th. They came out, I forgot what day it is, but they come out with a statement stating that they're looking into, the Brian, all possibilities when it comes to it, right? And then the very next day, they make another statement saying that there is no connection between the two, which I thought was kind of interesting that it took them one day just to say there was no connection. And it's not just caused me to be like, okay, but a lot of people feel that way. Now, they do have a private investigator, so the family has a private investigator helping them now, and his name is Jason Jensen, and he's actually helping them, you guys, pro bono, which I think is so amazing. It says a private investigator recently said he couldn't rule out the connection. Now, Kylan and Crystal had mentioned, this says that it mentioned to Kylan's father that a creepy dude had caused them to move their campsite. I'm going to actually ask in the group I'm in where the dad's in if this part is true, because I never heard that. And maybe you guys, the ones that are following this and you're in the group, have you guys heard Sean Paul say that the girls told him that they moved their campsite? I want to see if anybody knows that. If no one knows, I'm going to actually ask that in the group and see what he says, because that's like important information, and if it isn't true, then it shouldn't be being put out there. Yeah, I didn't hear that either. I've not heard that. Yeah, I've never heard. Well, I've heard that the girls were stating they wanted to move campsite because of this creeper dude, but no one knows if they actually got the chance to move. And when we look at the video that the private investigator Jason recorded, because he recorded himself for the drive, he goes to the actual campsite and then he drives like in the surrounding areas. You heard that. Did you hear that it was? Did Sean Paul say that the girls told him this? Because I'm still gonna make a post in the group and ask him, because this is something I hadn't heard either. There's two things on here I haven't heard. Sammy, there's a lot of coincidences. Definitely there are tons of it. And the next live after this is definitely going to be that definitely is going to be looking into the theories out there. And we'll start with Brian Laundrie, the possible connection. And I'll start with that one because that one for sure, that's the biggest one that I see people talking about. CC, they didn't get to move for a fact. Okay, thank you, Dee. Okay, so I'm still going to make this, I'm still going to ask this question in the group I want to see what the dad actually says about it. Yeah, Amelia, that's what I heard too, that the women were saying they wanted to move campsite because of this guy. But I did see in the group by Kylan's dad, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, he also stated something that the girls had mentioned that the guy had more food and more clothes with him. Have any of you guys heard that? Which made me also think, let's see, I heard that they told him they were moving because of a creepy, but I don't know if it actually got to move. Okay, so that's definitely going to be a question I ask in it. because that's important information, I think. And with this case, that's why I wanted to start off with the video I made, and then I wanted to go over looking at actual facts with the case. And then we can jump. I want to just put out as much facts with it. Then we can go into the theories and go into all of that. Yes, they didn't want to, but they never did. I heard that, but the guy got more stuff. Yeah, I heard that too, D, that he had more food and more clothes with him. Okay. Okay, so right here is the information I did not know, and I'm still trying to get my hands on the actual warrant myself, because if you know me and my channel, I love to get all that stuff. Deanne says, no, did not hear more food and supplies. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a post for you guys, and I'm going to see his response, and then I'll post it for you. Because I did not hear, I wasn't sure about them actually getting a chance to move their campsite, but I did see they came with more, the guy came with more food and more clothes. Hi, secret weapon. All right, so right here it says that the affidavit obtained by ABC4 was signed on September 20th and executed on the same day. In it, investigators requested a tower dump. See, this is the stuff I did not know right here. I learned this last night. From a cell tower at Jimmy Keene Flats, not far from the campsite of Kylan and Crystal, from 9 p.m. on August 13th through 9 a.m. on Sunday, August 15th. Now, additionally, the affidavit states this could be limited to those phones that are only within 2 miles of the crime scene. Now, this right here, I had no idea about this, and let me know in the comments if you guys had heard this before. According to the investigators, a single Samsung cell phone was found at the crime scene and is currently considered evidence. It is unclear who the phone belongs to. I had not heard that before, you guys. I had no idea there was a cell phone left there, and it is being considered part of evidence. I'm trying to see if you guys knew about this. I mean, to me, having a cell phone left right there at the crime scene and they have it, that's big for me. I don't know about you guys, but I was just like, whoa, blown away by it last night when I read this. Yeah, I hadn't heard that. And I haven't even heard a cell phone being found in the group. But again, I don't know, Pink Delilah. It doesn't say. It just says that a Samsung cell phone was found at the crime scene and is currently considered evidence. So obviously it's not the women's cell phone, right? And I'm wondering, since I hadn't seen anyone talk about it in the group, I'm wondering if possibly the family didn't know, or they just didn't want to put it out, which I don't know. Yeah, I think that's huge. A cell phone being found there at the crime scene, you guys. And I'm just hoping they're able to get in it and find out who it belongs to. Hey, Delani. Now it goes on to say, the affidavit goes on to state that the information is evidence. So again, the phone is evidence of a crime or crimes of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with evidence, sexual assault, desecration of a corpse, and then rape. It is currently unclear what, if anything, was found when the search warrant was executed after being signed by the judge. Now, again, you guys, I am working my hardest to get my hands on this warrant. If anyone has it and you want to send it to me, someone drop my email. But I want to get it. And usually I don't have a hard time with getting reports, but I think I had a hard time with one other case, and this one I'm having a hard time. So, but I'll end up figuring it out and getting it. Yes, language of horses. The lady who found them is a very nice person. Cindy Sue is definitely an angel sent from above, you guys. And I'll go more into her when we actually look at where she records herself actually there. And she just did that recently. All right, so now we know from this case that a phone was left, a Samsung cell phone was left, and they are actually considering that evidence, but it is still unclear who the phone belongs to. So if it's a burner phone, would they be able to like get any information out? Do you guys know about that? See, good catch. Good catch. I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to see if someone picked it up. I didn't want to say anything about that. See, when I read this too, I was wondering the same thing. Now, law enforcement has never came out to state that the women were sexually assaulted, but the way they were found would make you wonder if they possibly were. Again, both women were found with their bottoms down. I mean, no, nothing on the bottom, not the bottoms down. Let me correct myself. With nothing on the bottom. One of them, we don't know who, one of the women had her bra up and it was exposing her, breast area. So that, it does seem possibly they could have been, but they have never came out to state they actually were. Um, and the PI, he did an interview, I forgot with who, and he made a statement, something like, well, possibly if, what if they were sleeping and they were sleeping with just like a long t-shirt or something? Maybe that's why they didn't have anything on the bottom. But again, I would think them saying they had nothing on the bottom, I would think it would not be worded that way if they had their night t-shirt and underwear on. I would think it would be stated, oh, the women were found with a t-shirt and the underwear on, but it says nothing on the bottom. So that tells, I just don't think they were, I don't think that's what they were wearing to sleep. And then they were attacked like that. I don't, that's just my opinion. I just think if they were, they would have worded differently. Saying they had nothing on the bottom just tells me they possibly didn't even have their underwear on. I wonder if that's how they went to sleep. I wonder if that temps were. Yeah, that's a good question. What the temperature would have been that night. Yeah, Rose with Thorns. See, I'm glad you guys see. I'm not bringing it up. I'm waiting for you guys to see. Um, I was waiting to see if you guys picked it up because when I read it last night, I was like, what? Like, I was like, you know what? And I read this at 2 a.m., you guys, and I was at work on my lunch break. So I'm like, I'm going to read it and see what you guys say about it because I'm wondering the same thing. Hey, Amber. So right now we just got started. I kind of had to start early because, my little Maddie stood home today. She's not feeling good. She's sleeping. So I thought I would squeeze it in now. But we learned from this article that was posted October 25th and then it was updated the 26th that new information from the affidavit is coming out, and that this is something I had not heard before, is that according to the investigators, a single Samsung cell phone was found at the crime scene and is currently considered evidence. It is unclear who the phone belongs to. It goes on to state, the affidavit goes on to state that the information is evidence of the crime or crimes of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with evidence, sexual assault, desecration of a corpse, rape. It is currently unclear what, if anything, was found when the search warrant was executed after being signed by the judge. So we're just talking about how a cell phone was found there, and that's big, I think. And then also, we're looking at how it states the information is either of the crime or crimes of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with evidence, sexual assault, or desecration of a corpse, rape. So we're just wondering. Yeah, Amber, Cindy Sue did state. Now, Cindy Sue, again, she's the person who would find, she was a friend. She worked at, hey, Stony, she worked. Now, what I gather is Cindy Sue worked at a shop where they sold like I believe like beads or something like that, and the women would go in there and shop there, and that's how they became friends. And so she knew the women, and she stated when she did go to the crime scene, um, when she found it, she did notice a phone propped up inside the tent. Now, I'm wondering why, if this would have been Kylan's or Crystal's cell phone, why would it be being stated that a cell phone was found there? It just, I don't know, it just seems kind of strange to me that it would just be stated like, oh, a cell phone was found there. It's being considered evidence, if that makes sense. Hey, Kristen. Thank you, John. Yes. And you guys, my mods will be sharing John Paul's GoFundMe. I normally don't share GoFundMes, but definitely with this case, I want to. And it's because Sean Paul is definitely the boots on the ground for this case. He actually was out there every single day, and he doesn't live there. And he went out there and he set up that clue booth, and this helps him, with continuing being able to be the man to really, try to find answers. And I swear, I had said this to somebody. I'm like, gosh, I wonder how my dad would be if, God forbid, anything happened to me. But I'm just blown away how much this father does. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think, Amber, it could have been like one of the girls' phones, but would it be worded that way? See, this is why I need to get my hands on that warrant so I can see it all. Oh, Pink Delilah. Yeah, I mean, you look at his photos and you're broken, you want to help him. Now, yes, the escaped convicted sexual predator John Freeman Cold was in that area. Yes, yes. And you guys, honestly, I don't want to go into the theories today, but when I looked at everything, I know a lot of people want to connect Brian Laundrie, and I get it. And I'm not going to rule him out yet, but that is the one that convicted sexual predator right there. That is the one that I really want to look at. Now, he was arrested, so they would have his DNA. So that's the only thing I'm just wondering what DNA was actually taken, if any. We know some was taken, but we just don't know what. So it just says, according to the investigators, a single Samsung cell phone was found at the crime scene and is currently considered evidence. It is unclear who the phone belongs to. But I would think they would ask the father, hey, is this any of the girls' cell phones? Right? Kristen, there was DNA found. Let me see. Well, we assume there's DNA because based off Grand County Sheriff's statement, which I'm going to pull up really quick. Give me a second, guys. Let me see. All right, so I'm on Grand County Sheriff's Office Facebook really quick, and let me read to you guys. So the women were found on the 18th. On the 18th, they would be found. And on the 19th, Grand County Sheriff's Office, they released a press release, and pretty much what it stated was it went over that they found two women, and they were already telling their community that they believe there is no current danger to the public in the Grand County area. This caused a lot of people to be upset because how are you going to tell people the next day they have nothing to fear when no one's been arrested for a crime yet? So that caused people to be like, okay, what? Then let's see. So on the 24th, they said this case is still in the preliminary stages. Detectives are following up on leads. A suspect or suspects has not been identified at this time. Grand County Sheriff's Department is committed to providing information, updates, and being transparent during this investigation. During this process, we will not compromise the integrity of the case. They also stated that, they put some patrols out on the trails for people to feel safe. And then September 16th, they put another press release, and it said the Grand County Sheriff Office has been in contact with Florida authorities, and we are actively looking into connection between the Gabby Petito missing persons case and this double homicide that occurred in Grand County. Okay, so they released that on September 16th. September 17th, it has been determined that the Gabby Petito missing person case is not related to the double homicide case involving Crystal and Kylan. So it took them a day to say, nope, there's nothing connecting them. And then, okay, so on September 28th, they stated the Grand County Sheriff's Office has enlisted numerous labs and technicians to assist in the forensic analysis of items of interest in this case. That analysis may take several months or more to complete. So we don't know what they actually got, but that's all they've given us to state that they've actually recovered some items or recovered something from there and sent it off. But what did they get? We don't know. I'm not sold it's Brian either, but it's interesting, the coincidence. There's a lot of coincidence with that, and if you guys know me, I don't believe in it, but I don't know. All right, you guys, I'm actually sharing that, and I'm going to start showing you their actual campsite. Okay. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to load on my end. Give me a second, guys. All right, and for the comment about the wedding, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. So this right here, what you guys are looking at on the screen, is going to be a recording done by the private investigator. Again, there's a private investigator now helping the family, which I think is amazing. His name is Jason Jensen, and he's actually helping them pro bono, like I said. Now, he actually recorded himself going out to the campsite where the women would be found deceased. And when he does this recording, he does stop and shows a place called Whispering Oaks Ranch. There was actually a wedding that took place here. And from the website, I just want to thank one of my mods, Sky. She actually got me the information for it. So on August 13th, they had a welcome dinner there at 6 p.m. And then on August 14th at 9 a.m., they had their rehearsal. And then on August 14th, they had their ceremony done, their wedding done. So there were quite a few people at this area. And driving distance between this place and the women's campsite would be a 2-minute drive. But I still don't know visually what they would be able to see, if anything. But let me go ahead and play this. I'm going to let it play through, and then I'll stop it a little bit. Okay, so right here, he stops for a minute and he just shows this photo. So this is Whispering Oaks Ranch. Again, on the 13th and 14th, there was a wedding party here. There was a wedding that happened. Now, right here is where people would go and stand from the photos I was able to gather. They would stand here and take photos, and then it's the background of all of the open camp, like the campgrounds from behind, and it's a beautiful, beautiful. It could be beautiful photos, beautiful pictures. Now, I do want to point out that the there was a list made of, because the family is aware of this, and there was a list made of everyone who attended this wedding, and that was handed over to law enforcement. I did ask in the group that the family's in, what has there been any follow-up from it, and they said they have no idea what's been the follow-up from this list, if law enforcement has even called anybody on there, or is it just sitting on someone's desk. Now, some people think, well, why is that important? It's really important, especially if you think about the Gabby Petito case. These people that were here at the wedding, asking them, do they remember seeing anybody? Was there someone at the party? We don't know. That was creepy. Did they go into town for anything? Did someone that reminded them that was kind of creepy, that stood out, whatever it may be, or to go back and look at their photos where they were taking videos. Again, I don't know what they could have captured on the photo or video. But at the end of the day, I think with the Gabby Petito case, I think it if there's a lesson right there, is you just never know what you can have on your digital device. So that's why they reached out to, the wedding party here, and there was a list made. Again, it was handed to law enforcement. We just don't know if law enforcement has that list just sitting there, or if they're doing their duties by calling people on there. No one knows. But this is going to be that Whispering Oaks Ranch right there. And you can see the area back there. And one thing I wish that the private investigator would have did when he got to the actual campground where the women would be found, if he would have just pointed the direction of where this Whispering Oaks was at, and be like, this is where it's at, guys, right over there. You can't see it from here, but it's right there, just so we can get a visual of where it was. But he doesn't do that. And it's bugging me because I want to know, could they have seen anything? Could you see it up there? I mean, obviously it's a distance, you're not going to hear any screaming, but I do wonder, would you be able to hear a gunshot? Um, One thing I noticed from comments in the Facebook group was that people that are from this area, maybe if you guys are from this area, Whispering Oaks, yes, um, are gunshots a normal thing you would hear? So if you were at this wedding and you heard a couple of gunshots, would it stick out to you? Would you be like, no, oh, that's like nothing. But again, that can also give a time, right? So I just think that this wedding, this party, this people that were here, it's so important to contact them, because you just never know. Again, I don't know what has been followed up with them.
Here we are.
And I'll play it again for the beginning part for you guys. I keep stopping it. So when he says, here we are, the reason he says that, because I want you guys to keep this in the back of your mind, okay, when we go back and we look at the actual map for it. Right here, you see how you can make a quick right? You can go right, or you can go left. On the map, just remember that when we look at it, because it's going to show you where, if you go towards the right, I think it takes you to, like, what is it, Sand Flats, I believe. And then if you make that sharp left right here, this is where it's going to take you to where the women would be found. Now, Cindy Sue, again, she is the person who found the campsite. She said in an interview, and I do want to go and watch the interview one day with you guys, or I'm going to see possibly if she even wants to come on here. That would be great. But she does state that she was on the phone with Sean Paul, and I believe he was telling her to go this way, and something in her head told her to go left. So she just listened to, that voice in her head to go left, and she ended up finding the women. And another thing that she said, that while she was out there looking for the women, her mom has passed, and she was, her mom used to, these were her areas. She would always be out there. So she was talking to her mom a lot, trying to get guidance. And she was also talking to Kylan and Crystal, trying to be like, show me where to go. So I don't know. I just think I don't know. These little things just make me like, I just think it's interesting how, Sean Paul saying going one way, but something in her head told her to go the opposite way. And her going the opposite way, she actually found the women. Now, I do want to point out, it took her about 5 hours, I believe, to actually find the campsite. She didn't just go out there and find them immediately. It did take her about 5 hours. She did go up to people that she's seen on different campsites. She did show them pictures of, the women, asking if they've seen them. She would, I believe, try to flag people down, show them the photos. And you guys, it's really upsetting to know that law enforcement said they went out to look for the women and they didn't find anything. But then you have an older lady, Cindy's older. She goes out there, and within 5 hours, she finds them. Like, that's, excuse my language, that's such bullshit. That's like such bullshit. It makes you really question, how serious did they really take these two adults not being able to be located at the time? I feel like they didn't take it serious at all. Oh, definitely. I do believe with this one, law enforcement dropped the ball. And you guys, normally I'm not one to be like, I support the blue. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But from the beginning with this case, the things that they were putting out, how quick they were saying that, the community had nothing to worry about, and it was a day later, how Cindy Sue found them within 5 hours, and then law enforcement apparently went out. Again, they didn't know exactly where they were at, but they, had a verbatim of possibly where they would have been. And that's exactly the same thing with Cindy. She didn't know exactly where they were. She knew where they possibly were going to be. And then she just went around and started driving, looking for them. So it makes you wonder, like, did they really even look? I don't know. Something about it just doesn't sit right. And one of the things that are out there for one theory is possibly if this might be some type of corruption, like if either someone in the law enforcement or a family member of the law enforcement or something like that, and it's being covered up. I'm not saying I think that, but that is something that is being put out, and a lot of people do think that. So again, just remember the way this looks visually. You can go right or you can go left, and he's going to go left.
New SMS from
Jason.
is new SMS from
the way into camp. This is the turn in the road where ATVs, UTVs would continue on dirt bikes. But if you back up here, this is where Crystal and Kylan camped, and the creepy dude was most likely right there.
So you can see how secluded the area was, and that's something that Sean Paul made a statement. He said something like the women probably loved it because it was so secluded, just them. I don't know about you guys, but I would be kind of like scared to go and be so secluded. Like I love camping, and I've been camping before. Um, I've been camping out in Arizona. Um, and obviously we're a state to conceal, but I'm not sure. Can they carry guns in Utah? Does anyone know? I'm just wondering what it is out there. But I could just imagine how scared the women must have been though, being out here, right here, and nobody around. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna push play. Now he's gonna drive the surrounding area.
That goes back to camp. This goes west from camp. Maybe you were camping here.
So when he says maybe you're camping here, I wonder, is he talking about the women or is he talking about this creeper dude? Again, because we're told that when the girls went to that tavern that they were telling their, their friends, um that there was this creeper dude out there, right? And they wanted to move campsite. Again, we don't know for sure if they did or not, but wondering when he points out here and he says, was this where you campsite? I'm wondering, is he talking about the women? Possibly they could have been here camping, then moved. If is that why the comment comes into play of the guy had more clothes and more food? I don't know. I wonder if I reach out to the private investigator and I ask him questions, if he would be willing to come on here. I mean, it's all about spreading awareness. I don't see why not. Because you know me, I have so many questions. Again, see, I really wished he would have pointed to where the location, direction of where the Whispering Oaks would have been at. I wish he would have done that, like for us, like, hey guys, in this direction right there, that's where it's at. You can't see it from here, but that's where it is. I don't know why it's bugging me so much that I have to visually see it. I even told my boyfriend, because where this is at, it's about an 8.5 hour drive for me. That's 2 extra hours than I normally would do for Cali. I'm really thinking of heading out there, you guys, and making a trip. I don't know why this is bugging me that I need to see it visually with my own eyes, but I really do. And really quick for the comment about the keys, someone asked were the keys ever turned into law enforcement. Yes, the keys that someone turned into Sean Paul, they were turned into him in a baggie, and it actually was, from what the private investigator said, he stated that there was 2 key knobs on there actually, and it was for a gym. One of the gyms were no longer operational, so possibly closed down. I'm thinking due to COVID probably. And then the other one, they were able to, law enforcement was able to track down, the gym and then who obviously it belonged to. And it was some guy that camped there after the fact, that the ladies were already had been found. Someone camped there, didn't know anything that had happened to them, just went there to camp, and he dropped that little. I don't know if there was keys on there actually. I think it was just the 2 key knobs on there, and that's what I got from the investigator. But yes, they tracked it down, and it turned up to be nothing. Some guy camped there after he dropped it, and he actually lives in Texas. And no, it is not the same man who took his life around the campsite. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, so he pretty much ends it right here. He drives off. I want to see if he has anything at the very end of this. And then I'm going to show you guys Cindy Sue just the other day uploaded. Yeah, he just ends it. Okay. Let me stop sharing that. Cindy Sue, let me grab it for you guys. Cindy Sue the other day uploaded in one of the groups. She went back to this campsite, and it's the first time she's been back there, and she went there, and they actually recorded where Kylan was actually found in the creek. So we're going to look at the actual creek and everything. Now, I did ask Cindy if I had permission to share this, because since this is an intimate moment for her, because obviously, one, this is the first time she's been back there, and not only that, you guys, I can't even imagine how traumatizing this must be for her. Imagine your friends, let's say you work at a company, at a store, and you see these women, this couple, and they seem like a loving couple, very nice, outgoing, friendly. They go in there, they shop, they talk to you, you've known them for a while, and then you find out they go missing. You tell the father, hey, I can't do much. I'm older. I can't go climbing hills and all this stuff, but I will go out and I'll look for them. I'll walk around, I'll drive around, and I'll look. And you go out and you spend 5 hours and you're trying to find them, and then you actually find the campsite, and then you find one of them in a creek. Just imagine how traumatizing that is for her. I can't even imagine what she's going through. And I think she's had to take time off of work. She is really going through a hard time. So definitely need prayers for her, because I can't even imagine it. Let me pull it up really quick though for you. Hold on. But I do just want to state she did give me permission. So, because usually when it's private, I don't show, but she said that would be fine. So let me get in there. Let me make sure I'm in the right account. Okay, I am. Okay, hold on. And I'm learning today, someone posted for the, I'm not sure if you guys are in any of these groups, the Transparency for Kylan and Crystal group. It says Brian Enton, News Nations, will be in Utah tomorrow. So definitely going to keep a lookout on that, for that, excuse me. Let me get in here, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think it's in this one. I just have to go under my Crazy Crime Chick account. Okay, talk amongst yourself while I get this ready for you. And I learned about this. All right, let me share this. I learned about this because of the Gabby Petito case. I'm not sure how you guys, if when you guys came across this case, but I was investigating Gabby Petito, and it led me to Kylan and Crystal, which led me to Sean Paul, which led me to bawling my eyes out. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I went to Sean Paul's Facebook, I cried my eyes out, and I think I told Amber, and I think I told probably Amanda and Sky, but I just felt so overwhelmed. It was like you can see this man's emotion in his eyes and everything he's been through. And he, at the time, this was, let's see, this is when Gabby was barely missing. So what was that? How soon after this? I don't even know, but he was on his Facebook frustrated. He had said something like, "Oh, they say FBI is involved, but yet no one's contacted me." And it was so different seeing how what was going on with the Gabby Petito case and how much attention it got and how law enforcement was being and just, all that, to seeing this man begging practically for people to help him and wanting anyone just to help him try to get answers. So definitely happy that I'm able to have a platform where I can, I mean, I'm not big channel or anything like that, but at least try to do some good and spread awareness for him. All right, let me share this, you guys. Okay, hold on. All right. How does that look on your end? It's gonna load. All right. I'm just gonna let it load for a little bit because before it can just catch up. All right. So again, I do have permission to show this, but it says that we were at the campsite looking for any other kind of evidence, and also placed a stone across where Kylan Schulte's body was found. And then she's with, obviously, Cindy Sue is the person who found her. So what they did, and this is Cindy Sue right here. So let me play it for you guys. And let's see, enlarge.
Huge for me to just come up here.
Yeah,
This is the first time I've been here since I found him.
Oh, really? It's been a while then.
yeah, it's been pretty
Yeah, it makes you scared.
paralyzing for Cindy Sue.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'm gonna. It was huge for me to just come up here.
Yeah, it
This
was.
is the first time I've been here since I found him.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
been a while
I've been
then.
able to get out.
Yeah, it's been pretty
Yeah, it makes you scared.
paralyzing
Yeah.
for Cindy Sue.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'm gonna. It was huge for me to just come up here.
Yeah, it
This
was.
is the first time I've.
Okay, so right here, because a question that was asked was, obviously I thought Kylan was found in the creek, and I'm not sure if Cindy is the one who explained it, that obviously you couldn't put the rocks in the creek, so they placed it where she was in front of where she would have been found. So right here, what you're looking at is going to be where Kylan Schulte's body would be recovered. Now, I asked you guys in chat, did you guys want to do possibly a live tomorrow where Cindy Sue, she did 2 interviews that I found. One's with the news station, I believe, and then another one is with a YouTuber. But she does go into a lot of the details that I think are important. So if you guys want to do a live with that, we can watch it and do I have to say like a reaction to it. But when a little about what she said was that when she came across Kylan's body, that she couldn't see like if she was undressed from the bottom or not. She didn't know any of that because of the water, I guess, was covering it. She also stated that she couldn't even see if she was laying face down or face up. And she didn't know if there was possibly even something over her face. So I do wonder if her body was like covered from in the creek with the water from like the face, but she did, and then her body, so she couldn't see that part, but possibly her hair, I'm guessing. And she did state that she knew it was her. She did state that she knew it was her based off her build, because Crystal is really tiny she's really tiny. And if you've seen any photos of Kylan, she's really tall. She is really, really tall. So she knew right away it was her. And something else she stated, which I thought was interesting, was that her limbs, her own words were, her limbs were at an odd position. Like, and she shows kind of like her hands are kind of up. It's hard to explain. You guys would have to see it visually. So I do want to do a live and just kind of listen to what she states. But right here is where she would be found. And it's just so heartbreaking. And they put the stones here. The stones here. And they put some flowers right here for her. And I agree. I don't think this case is getting enough attention. I really don't. And I'm hoping more people come across. I think a lot of people have come across it because of the Gabby Petito case, because I feel like when you look up, that case, you do get led into this case. But I feel, my own personal opinion, I just feel like so many people are just so wrapped up with Gabby's case right now. It's just, it's a lot. So sometimes for people, it's hard for them to, be so invested in one case and then go to another case. So I understand, but again, here at the channel, we're definitely going to look at it. Let me see what you guys are saying. I was thinking that Shay, sorry, I have no idea what you guys were saying, but I see something that Shay said. So sad. She must have been shot running away. This is something I was thinking also based off of Cindy Sue's interview. She stated when she got to the campsite, and I think I'm going to ask her this question. Things that stuck out to her, she stated there was a cell phone she noticed inside the tent. And then she also said she noticed Gatorade bottles thrown everywhere, like just everywhere. The ones that come in a case, like the plastic, the little plastic gray case. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it comes in like a 6-pack possibly. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? She said that they were out of the case and thrown everywhere. And that just sticks out to me. And I keep thinking, were they filled or were they emptied? Because if they were filled and they were like not all together but separate, I was wondering, okay, if I feel like I'm going to be attacked or something and you're going into defensive mode, I would just grab anything I can find near me. And I was thinking possibly if someone grabbed them and started like throwing them at this creeper dude, in like self-defense, just to distract him, like get him away or something. Again, that's just something I was just thinking possibly. But again, I would want to know, were they filled or were they emptied? Because if they're filled, them being everywhere just sticks out to me. Why would they be thrown everywhere? That just, I don't know. It is odd. It's just something that sticks out. So I definitely am going to ask Cindy that question, if she remembers, were those Gatorade bottles like filled or were they like emptied? Yeah, this case is definitely extremely sad. These women, they one thing I learned is they were actually, something else I learned, they actually went out camping on the 6th. So, and Sean Paul shared this actually, and he said, and people are like, well, how do you know this? And he said, because there was, I don't know how it works out there, maybe you guys know, a woman, because her license plate was documented, and the lady said they were there on the 6th, and then I guess they would have to leave on the 20th. And I'm not sure, are you only able to camp during a certain period of time? Like, do you have certain, like, how does that work? And in the group, when Sean Paul shared this information that a woman took down their license plate, everybody was like, oh shit, did they get this other person that went there to license plate? But he said no. So I'm not sure how that works. If someone is actually, I don't know about that, but that's how they know they were out there on the 6th. Because that's definitely a question that a lot of people are having. How long were the women actually out there camping? I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too about they have been kind of quiet with it. What I'm saying, they were in a pile next to Kylan's body. Cindy Sue said they were emptied. Oh, they were emptied? Okay, so Silence says they were in a pile next to Kylan's body. Cindy Sue said they were empty and labels removed. Huh, labels were removed. Empty and labels removed. Did anybody ask about that? Like, what is that something the women would do if they drink a bottle? Would they remove the label? Yes. Maybe the bottles are ready for recycling. Maybe, Shay. Do you think possibly is that why the labels would have been removed? Okay, so you guys are saying it sounds like they were just going to recycle them. Okay, yeah, I didn't know the labels were removed. Hold on, I'm just seeing your guys' comments. All right, I'm gonna pull. Yeah, they did find. Let me stop sharing that. Do you guys let's watch this one more time, and then I'm gonna pull up the map for you really quick.
Yeah, it
This
was.
is the first time I've been here since I found them.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
been a while
I've been
then.
able to get out.
Yeah, it's been pretty
Yeah, it makes you scared.
paralyzing
Yeah.
for Cindy Sue.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna reach out to Cindy Sue and see if she would like to do an interview because, like, she is the one who, um, she holds a lot of stuff, right? Because she's the one who found the women. Let me pull this up really quick, guys. Hold on. Yeah, that fisherman did find that revolver, right? I'm pulling the article up. Here we go. Yeah, definitely. And also, there's Sean Paul's sister. I believe her name is Bridget. She's one that's really vocal and she helps out a lot. I think she created one of the groups actually, and she always answers questions. Every time I ask something, she's always definitely one that will answer it, and she just seems really, really nice. She also, I seen, did an interview, so I'm wondering if she would possibly want to do one too. But for sure, my first choice would definitely be, of course, Cindy, because she is the one who, found the campsite. Was there any recovery? Hold on. We don't know, Mary. We don't know exactly what they actually recovered. We learned today that there was a cell phone, Samsung phone, found at the site, and they did take that into evidence, but we don't know, who is. They said they don't know who it is. Yeah, the road. I know on the group he did post um sometimes like a time schedule, I believe it was. I would have to go back and look at it. He did post like when he could like respond to messages and stuff like that. You got to remember too, he is being, people are messaging him a lot. So I would give him time. I would think your best bet would be the private investigator if you had any, tip law enforcement. I know you said you reached out to law enforcement, and also the private investigator. I'm not sure if you already did with him too. Oh, Hazy, I'm sorry. Aw, well, we're sending prayers for you. Are you going to are you going to do anything special today? Yeah. Well, I know he did make that post though, and he did say there was like certain times I guess he would be looking at them and stuff like that. Um, I would have to go back and look, but I'll try to look for you. Have you emailed me yet? I think you have. If you can email me again, and I can probably get that to you for the times. Pink Delilah, thank you just for being here. I appreciate you. All right, let's close this. Articles like this, I just hate is that there's so many pop-ups. All right, so this is going to be the fishermen when they found that weighted down gun in Fort DeSoto. I know all of you guys heard about this. I was just wondering if this was in the water for a long period of time, would this like look lighter in color, or what do you guys think? I'm definitely no gun expert. But what do you guys think? All these pop-ups. I know I have to have some people that are like better knowledge of guns and stuff and like that. B a G. I definitely want to go out there. Like I said, it's about an 8.5 hour drive from where the campsite was. And to me, that's not long because to go to Cali, we do 6 hours. So that's an extra like 2.5 hours. And my boyfriend was even saying like, oh, that would be nice to just go out there and, sightsee some things and stuff like that. So definitely make like a weekend trip of it. Yeah, it isn't bad actually. And then if you're gonna actually stay and like, sightsee, and I definitely would want to go to like the town and talk to people and get their perspective of things, because it's so different from, and especially because this is a small town, right? D, how much, what's the population here? It's extremely small. To me, it's small because I'm coming from Los Angeles County. Hey, King, you're here. It doesn't look like it's been there very long. Okay, yeah. I was thinking if like it would this would maybe look more like faded, or I don't know. All right, so I heard that they found bullet casing. I think yes, honeybee. So someone actually turned that in when Sean Paul had his clue booth set up. Someone turned in one 9mm casing. Yes. And the private investigator did say that they did turn that over to law enforcement. Again, everything that's been turned over to law enforcement, they do not know, obviously, what is the outcome from it, what's going on with it. A couple of things have been turned in. The keys were turned in, but they found out that ended up, something that was somebody's after the fact. So that's been clear. The keys have no connection to anything with the case. And then the 9mm casing, we don't know what's going on with that. We don't know what gun was actually used either. That's never been put out there, and I don't think they'll even put that out there because obviously that's information that only the killer or killers would know, so they're not going to want to put that out there. And then that was put out, and then the 9mm casing, one was taken, but it's just, I don't know, that's just strange. One was taken and dropped off there. Oh, Yolanda, that guy, he escaped from there. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that. And he had a motorcycle. What I gather that he somehow got while he was in there, somehow someone helped him with it. That's the one that I'm actually looking more into. And also he was posting things on his Facebook. He had a Facebook, he opened up a Facebook, and he was posting tents, and he deleted them. They're no longer there. But thank God for screenshots. And that is someone that I was like, okay, if I was gonna say a guy was creepy and gave me creepy vibes, that guy, even for me, would definitely give me the creepy vibes. Definitely. Yeah, Silent. I seen that. It was actually a really, really good interview. Yeah, see, they were scattered. Thank you. I know I thank you for saying that. I heard her saying they were scattered, and I remember thinking that's why it stuck out to me because I was thinking, why would the Gatorade bottles be scattered? So thank you. That's where I heard it from. So it was on the Pascal, is that how you say it, show? He has the full interview with Cindy Sue. She describes the Gatorade bottles, and this one does say they were scattered around. Yes, thank you. All right, so Christopher Sacco was fighting a large fish, or so he thought. He had already lost it once, and he wasn't going to lose it again. When he finally reeled in the line, he realized he had the catch of the day. But it wasn't a fish. Instead, it was an abandoned gun. Now, he was fishing off the shore of Fort DeSoto Park before noon on Saturday when he caught that, when he reeled in a Publix plastic bag. And inside the bag, oh, it was inside the bag. I didn't realize that. It was a black revolver with a rock secured to it by a red and white twine. Well, someone was trying to get rid of it. No matter where this ends up being, someone was trying to get rid of this gun, right? And then he just says, "You got to be kidding me." He tells his friends he found a gun. He called the county sheriff's office to report the gun. The sheriff's office confirmed deputies responded to the call at Fort DeSoto at 11:46 a.m. Saturday. Now, I know I was seeing people were thinking possibly that this was Brian's gun and he dumped it in there. I don't know about any of that. And then other people are wondering what if this could be the gun used for the women. We don't know because we don't know actually what was used. I think it is crazy. Everything, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just everything unfolding right now with the cases. Um, I don't know. It's just everything is just crazy with everything right now. I feel like nothing would shock me anymore. You heard that this gun was fake and planted there, Amber? Hold on. What? Like, oh my God. Oh wow. Message me right now, can you? Let me see. Oh, you did. Where did you hear from, Amber? Oh, yesterday on CDD, the chat. Someone said the person who found it knows a YouTuber, but I don't know. Oh, okay. Let me see what you guys are saying. So put a 1 in chat if you think Brian Laundrie might be connected, or maybe you think he's connected to what happened to the women. Put a 1. Put a 2 if you don't, and a 3 if you're not ruling them out. I'm a 3. I'm not going to rule them out yet because we don't know where exactly they were. We don't know if he got back with Gabby that day. We don't know where he was. So 1 will be you think he is connected some way to them, to what happened to them. 2, you don't, and 3, you're still not ruling them out. I see some 1s, some 3s, some 2. So I see 1. So I'm seeing a lot of 3s in here. So 1, you think Brian's connected some way to what happened to the women. 2, you don't think he's connected. And then 3, you're still not ruling him out just yet. I'm definitely a 3. I'm seeing a lot of 3s. And what I've gathered from the Facebook group and articles, you guys, is that definitely a lot of people, when it comes to different theories, Brian is one that's up there. He's definitely one that is up there. Hey, Rap, I didn't see you come in. Yeah, silence. So do I. I want to know where they stayed on the 13th. Yeah, it is important because if we look at the timeline, which, let me get that for you, the timeline. So this was made by, hold on, let me clear some stuff out. Okay, hold on. All right, so this was made, hold on guys, I'm just clearing all this behind the scenes stuff. All right, let me share this with you. Hey Carly, I didn't see you either. Did I say hi to you, love? All right, I think it looks a little blurry. Hold on. 2, you don't think, Carly? Yeah, the Colt would be number 1 for me almost. Is it clear on your guys' end? On my end, it looks like not clear. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense that they would call the police out there if they knew it was fake and planted. Yeah, why go do all that? That's, you could get in trouble for that. So that, you're right. You're right, Julie. Okay, so on my end, it just looks not okay. So this timeline was actually made by one of the family. I don't know if it was made by Bridget, who is Sean Paul's sister, but one of the family members made it. But it goes, let me show you guys. So also, you know that Kylan's brother was also shot and murdered back in 2015. He was 15 years old, I believe. And the story is that he went, it was at nighttime, he went to a friend's house and he was trying to like get his friend's attention. So he started, you know, when you throw rocks at the window, and the friend didn't wake up. So then he, I guess, climbed the window, and in the window, his, you know, trying to get his friend and attention, and the boy inside shot and shot him in the head and killed him. Yeah. So yeah, so definitely heartbreaking. And man, I tell you, the father's been through a lot. He's lost both kids. homicide. Well, yeah, that's considered a homicide, sorry. And both by gunshot. So I know, Sky, heartbreaking, heartbreaking. All right, so August, I'll just read this really quick to you guys. So in August of 2017, Kylan started working at Moonflower. Kylan and Crystal go from friends to girlfriends. Date is so March of 2019. I wish we could click on these photos. Let's see. So we do know that Kylan and Crystal, they live that van life. And that's something else that I was like, I need to join some of those groups on Facebook, those van life groups, and share their story on there. I'm sure they're already being shared out there, but also I would have to see which ones would be best, but the ones that do camping out there. You never know. I feel like the more awareness and learning from Gabby's case is getting different communities all together. You know what I mean? And seeing what maybe someone was also camping around there, or maybe someone was at a store nearby and some guy went in there and gave her the creeps too. I don't know. Just getting the word out there. They got married on April 20th of 2021, and they got married in a treehouse in Arkansas. A lot of the information I got from my video was definitely from here. Now, on August 12th, Kylan's last shift at Moonflower was 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I know a lot of people always wondered, like, did she work on the 12th? Did she not work on the 12th? Per this timeline, which is again made by one of the family members, it's stating that she did. So I'm going to believe this right here. So 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. We do know the that incident between Gabby and Brian. What time was it called in? Around 4, a little after 4, was it? But you also have to remember they were at that little coffee spot, which is right across from Moonflower. They were there for a while because remember, Gabby was working on her website. And I think Brian got upset that it was taking, she was putting some work in it, and it wasn't really fast for him. Probably wanted to hurry up and go camping or whatever. 4:30, thank you. So she was out by 2 p.m. But again, remember, they were there beforehand. Now, and some people think that possibly, when they were at the coffee shop, they walked into Moonflower. They saw all kinds of stuff that Brian and Gabby would most definitely want to go and eat or whatever. So, they could have went in there and got something from inside. We don't know. We really don't know this. And based off of what people say about Kylan's personality, she's so friendly. She makes friends, it seems like, everywhere. Let's see. So Kylan and Crystal thought to be tent camping in the LaSalle Mountains instead of staying in their van. Now, August 13th, last seen, Kylan and Crystal were with friends and Woody's Tavern in Mohawk. This is the last time anyone saw or spoke to them. During this visit, they told their friends someone was creeping them out and they needed to move sites. And you guys, if anyone's ever creeping you out, ladies, like, if we could take a picture of a license plate if you can. If you're going to put something out there that there's this creepy dude out there, put it out there. Describe this guy. Hey, he's wearing a baseball cap, but it looks like he has like short hair. Like, describe his race, every single thing you possibly can. And always carry something. Oh my gosh. Always carry something for protection. And I'm raising 2 girls, and that's one thing is self-defense and awareness. Even my youngest one, like all these cases, I try to find something to learn from. And like my young one, like she wants to walk home, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. But one thing I always say, like, if you are walking somewhere and, if you listen to earphones, Be very careful with that, because if someone's running up on you, you won't even hear them. Never walk with your head down. Always have it up. Be aware of your surroundings. I am so aware of my surroundings, you guys, and I don't care. I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right, so on August 15th, Crystal no show, no call for work. And then again on the 16th, Crystal no call, no show for work at McDonald's. And then Kylan also did a no call, no show for work at Moonflower. Local police called to report the girls missing, so they called them to report them missing on the 16th. Now on the 17th, Kylan no call, no show for work at Moonflower again. And then on the 17th, Kylan's dad pushes local police for missing persons. They do an attempt to locate. The issue here is, let's see, the girls' Echo Line van and Harley were parked in town. If they willingly left, they would not just leave the Harley for an extended period of time. Okay, so I'm wondering if law enforcement were probably thinking like maybe the girls just split. And also the other van that the women owned was parked at McDonald's, which again, that's where Crystal worked. Yes, dirty laundry. Kylan was even quoted as saying, if I'm killed, you know who did it. And that right there was put out by a news station, and they stated that, and that came from the actual warrant. That's why I need to get my hands on that warrant. Yes. If anything, if I'm killed, you know who did it. Well, no, she stated something like, if anything happens to us, we were murdered or something like that. I believe that's what was said in off the news station. Yeah, she had told off of the news station, from the report they got, it stated, if anything happens to us, we were murdered. Yeah. Yeah, I would hope so too. But the way, again, based off of Kylan being found in the creek. Now, Cindy Sue said when law enforcement arrived, she noticed that, oh, he cleared up the statement. See, that's why I need to get my hands on the actual warrant to see what it says. And I do wonder if the family has that warrant. I do wonder. Have they actually seen it themselves? But Cindy Sue said when law enforcement got there that she's seen an officer pointing to his side area and kind of like the back area, so meaning that she was hurt on her side. Then you have, she did not find Crystal. She did not see Crystal. Law enforcement actually found her. So Crystal must have been a little bit away, not in eyesight view, I'm guessing, because I think if she would have been, Cindy would have seen her. So I'm wondering if the women were possibly trying to like run and get away from this killer, and then they were shot. Or they were wounded already and then running. I mean, oh my gosh, it's just so horrible. This case is so horrible. And then let's see, Kylan's aunt starts the Facebook group. On August 18th, this is when Kylan's dad, Sean Paul, he begs Mohawk for help to find his girls. He says, we know it's just not an attempt to locate, but they are missing. And again, because law enforcement didn't want to do a missing report for them, they just wanted to do that attempt to locate. And this is where Cindy Sue, she confirms the family vehicle the girls were most likely driving, and then she packs up her car with supplies and fills up with gas, and she goes and she searches for them. This is where she finds the silver Kia, and this is where she finds Kylan's body. And she finds the body, and she's on the phone with Sean Paul as she approaches the site, and then she sees the body, which would be Kylan. He tells her to get in her car, lock the doors, and call the police. She did. Upon authorities' arrival, the second body was found, and both confirmed as Kylan and Crystal. Ruth the bunny found unharmed at the scene and happily rehomed. That's their little bunny right there. On the 19th, Grand County releases the cause of death, which we know is gunshot wounds. They have a visual for them on the 22nd. The 24th, let's see, Grand County Sheriff goes live on Facebook and issues a statement sharing commitment to the case. And again, remember, they're saying there is nothing for them to fear, for safety. While there is no suspect, the sheriff has continued to say there is no danger to the public. Let's see. On the 25th, the bodies released from crime lab for transport to their home state for services. Oh, I didn't know that. So the 25th, the bodies were released. Let's see, the process seems daunting and long, no details shared, no progress on a suspect, and unable to plan services while awaiting release of bodies. It is not known by the family if DNA from a suspect was collected in any manner. And by far, I do see that the family is extremely, like I told you guys before, extremely frustrated with, with law enforcement and not getting any answers or anything like that. No, this is not my timeline. This was actually made by the family member. Yeah, that's why I grabbed it, because, and I want to say it was the sister who made it, Sean Paul's. I want to say she's the one. I could be wrong with it, but one of the family members made it for sure, and it's completely accurate. And I even asked about certain things. Like, one of the things I wanted to know for sure was, did Kylan work on the 12th? That was really important to me. And she said yes, it's accurate. So this information here, that's why I grabbed it, because it's coming from them. Let's see. Grand County Sheriff announces an anonymous local business contractor offers $10,000 in reward for a person providing, information to assist in the arrest and conviction. On August 31st, oh, how sad. Kylan is laid to rest in Montana with her brother. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. So she's laid to rest by her brother. And then I believe, Crystal is laid to rest in Arkansas. That was her family's wishes. Yeah, her family's wishes were to have her home with them. And Kylan was laid by her brother. Let's see, there was a second reward on September 2nd. And this one, so now there's a $20,000 reward for information leading to arrest and conviction. September 4th, Sean Paul, Kylan's dad, arrives in Mohawk to start looking for clues himself. The family still does not have answers. Let's see. So press release on September 8th, a press release. Releases start to include a search warrant obtained to search the, so there was a black van. The warrant included how the bodies were found. This is how the family finds out the actual details of the death. So just imagine that, you guys. Imagine this is so frustrating. Like, seriously, so frustrating that law enforcement don't have the decency to call this father up and let him know what's in that warrant, right? They have to learn the details of what happened to his daughter, to the family's niece, right? Through a press release. That's so upsetting to me. So upsetting to know that. They didn't even have the decency to let this father know beforehand. Like, oh my God, just so upsetting. Let's see. And then let's see. In a nearby creek. So they find out that it was in a nearby creek. 2 female bodies were found. The bodies were identified as belonging, we know, to Crystal Turner and then her wife, Kylan Schulte. Both women undressed from the waist down. Again, undressed is used. So I just feel if underwear were on, I feel like it would state found with just a shirt and underwear or something like that. Saying undressed makes me think they were completely nude from the waist down. One of the females, and then another reason I think it too is this statement. One of the females had on a bra that was raised to expose her breast, while the second female was dressed in only a tank top. Investigators, oh, I didn't know that part. I missed that part. So one of them only in a tank top, and then the other one, her bra was lifted. Investigators located multiple gunshot wounds on both bodies. The wounds were located on the back, side, and or chest of the victims. It should be noted that these two females were reported as missing on Monday, August 16th, 2021. Now, September 11th, Gabby Petito is reported missing, and the internet starts to find coincidences between the cases. And this is where people start learning more about Kylan and Crystal. September 16th, the Grand County Sheriff issues a press release that they are exploring the connection between Gabby's disappearance and Kylan and Crystal's death. September 17th, Mohawk community holds a memorial for Kylan and Crystal. And then on the 17th, the Grand County Sheriff issues a press release that the cases are not related. There is no explanation. There is speculation from the online community that this is a strategy. At the time, missing person and a double homicide, not technically related, however, could develop later as details are revealed. And then it's asking a question. And then we know that Kylan's dad continues to work for clues and offers a way to report information. Let's see, we do not have answers. We do not know if there is DNA. We do not know if any suspects. I just feel so like frustrated for him, what he's going through. And then this is a photo of the clue booth that he would set up. Every day he would set this up where people can come and drop off clues, and he would go through them and then take them, whatever he thought had value, he would then take to law enforcement. Let's see. Photos shown the Swanee Park clue booth. Sean Paul has been working almost every day in September. Kylan's own dad is the boots on the ground. Spread our message and find justice. Justice for Kai and Cry. Justice for Kylan and Crystal. Remember Kai and Cry. And these are the hashtags they do ask that if you share anything, you do these hashtags. Yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey Alexis, I want the gun tested that was found. Yeah, well, I'm sure they're gonna do that. I mean, and again, the 9mm casing that was turned over to Sean Paul, we don't know if that was actually it. Hey, Evil Exist, we don't know because law enforcement hasn't stated yet. Yeah, he has a Facebook group too, Amber. Gosh, what's the Facebook group name? Because for Kylan's dad's Facebook, they have now turned it into a remembrance. So they don't want no one really talking, like the case, not the case, but like the details of it. They just kind of want to make it into remembering the girls right now. And I understand that. So they do have other groups now. There's a transparency for Kylan and Crystal. I'm not sure if that's the one the PI made. And then there's another one that is out there. Let me see. Silent, do you know the PI's Facebook group? Because he has one, right? Yeah, he does. Michael, we don't know what actually they did. As you can see from here, too, in a statement that I read earlier from them, let me see. They don't know what was pulled, what DNA, nothing. I mean, and at the end of the day, this is, a open investigation right now ongoing. But what's upsetting for me is a couple of things. One, they stated that they went to search for the women, but do they really even search for them? And then you have a family friend that finds them within 5 hours. And knowing that the family finds out the details of what happened to the girls through, news media putting it out, they didn't even have the decency to tell them, like, hey, this is being released today. You're probably going to hear it on the news. We want to be the first to tell you. Because I've seen other cases where they'll tell, they'll say, we wanted to make sure we told the family first before they seen it on TV or something. And they didn't even have the decency to do that to this family. It's just so upsetting. Okay, thank you. So Silent says, yes, it's Jason K. Jensen PI. So that's the Facebook group, right? Yeah, D, go for it. I didn't even know she had a channel. Channel. Yeah, we love Evil Exist here. And I think Evil Exist, aren't you looking into this case? I think you are. I think I seen you in the group. Yeah, Kara, we just clear that up right now. Someone said that Dad cleared that up, and they wrote what. But you know what's so interesting though about that is that the news station that reported it said they got it from the actual warrant. So I think it's interesting that they put out a statement based off of what was said in the warrant, but then, like you're saying, that was a rumor. It's just strange because this news station said this is what was said in the warrant, and they read that. So that's why I need to get the warrant. And I do wonder if the family even has the warrant. Oh, definitely. I totally agree with that. Okay, thank you, Silent. That's his Facebook. Yes, Monster, this had to be going on a while. The creeper since he came back with more clothes and supplies. And here's another thing about that. I was thinking, from where they were camping, what stores or whatever, like where did he go get if he got more food or whatever? What's around there? Did he go to a gas station? And I normally I'd be like, I know law enforcement is looking at all of this, going to what's nearby there for like gas stations or like a little, I know like a little food mart or something like that, like a little stop and go kind of a place where you could just grab like little items, talking to them, did they see anybody that go in there that just, stood out to them, whatever it may be. I mean, but I don't know what law enforcement is doing. We also know that the wedding that was about a 2-minute drive from where, let me pull that up for you guys. Hold on. Which would have been from where the campsite was. There was a list of the party, the wedding party that was made, and that was handed over to law enforcement. Is law enforcement doing anything about that? Are they contacting people? Like, we don't know. We don't know. The update last night, the person planned to do this. What update? What update from last night? Yeah, that's Nikki. The cell phone found on scene. Yeah, I just read an article about that. Again, it's stating that this information is coming from the warrant. I don't have my eyes on the warrant. I'm trying to figure out how to get that warrant. I usually don't have that much hard of a time to get like police stuff because, but I don't know. That's when I'm having a little difficulty. So I'm trying to, because I want to see what's actually on there. Monster, I don't know. See, it was put out by Kylan's dad in the group that, and I apologize, I don't remember who told him this or how he learned this information, but that the girls had said that the man had came back with more clothes, and more food. I'm going to go back tonight and look at all of this, and I'll do screenshots and I will put it out there for you guys. I want to put out there about the girl who took the license plate number for the girl's vehicle. I want to put that out there. And that's how Sean Paul knows the women were camping on the 6th because of this information. Also, the information about the clothes. How did he learn about that? I need to go more into to see about that. Last I heard, they didn't question anyone from the wedding. Father of the bride said that. Yeah, silence. So far, that's where we're at with the wedding part of it. That a list was made and a list was sent over, but we don't know what's going on with that. I did ask for a follow-up on that and nothing. We don't know what's going on with it. I think is it going to be about the cell phone? If it is, then yeah, I just read that in the very beginning. Yeah, that's what I look like without the face painting. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me see. And thank you guys for being here with me today. I know it was like I pushed it up and stuff like that, but I appreciate you guys being here. I'm trying to learn this case. Let me, 1 second. Okay, so no. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me share this with you guys. Oh, you guys are being too kind. All right, hold on. Hold on, I'm pulling up the Google Maps. Okay. All right. All right, share. All right. Let's see. Let me take that comment off. I want to make that bigger, a little bit bigger. That's the biggest it goes. Oh, I thought I can go bigger than that. All right. Give me 1 second, you guys. So let me pull up 2 for you. All right. Let me share this photo first with you guys. I wish it let me share multiple screens with you at once, but it doesn't. All right. So this was put out in the Facebook group again by the Sean Paul, I think, or someone did it for him. But so this is Whispering Oaks Ranch. So this is where that wedding would have taken place. And from the coordinates of where the women would have been found, it's a 2-minute distance of a drive. And the X here is going to be where, I'm not sure if this is where the campsite would have been or where they were located, but obviously Kylan was located pretty close to the actual campsite. But remember the angle of turning? Remember in the video when we watched it and he stopped right here? And he could have went right or he could have made that sharp left. So this is where he makes the sharp left and then he goes in here. So let me just remember the little X area right there and how it visually looks. Let me show you the actual map. Let me stop sharing that. And then let's share this one. All right. All right, so let me know when you guys can see it, because on my end it just looks kind of like not clear. Let me see. Can you guys see that okay? Does someone at that wedding know something? I mean, dirty laundry. Seriously, I just feel like, and then on the website, if you have a party, oh, I think it's if you have more than 100, you have to have it for 2 days there. I mean, I don't know. I'll look it up right now. So, okay, so right here, this is the Whispering. I'm not gonna look at chat, you guys, really fast. Let me just show you guys this. Hold on. So this is gonna be the Whispering Oaks Ranch right here. So let it zoom in a little bit. Okay. So, but then right here, this road right here is where Jason Jensen showed himself driving it. And then right here, if you remember in the video, he stops right here. If you remember, he's like, okay. And he can either go towards the right or he could have made that left. And this is when he makes that left turn. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. He makes that left turn. And then I think right here is when because he makes the left turn and then he makes another left quite like not too shortly afterwards. And then on the picture I just showed you guys, right here is where that X was. So he drives in here, if you remember, and then this is where they would have been camping at, right here. Yeah, that looks like a little motorhome right there. I'm wondering, but yeah, this is where they were at. And if we look at, hold on. Now they had it from, let me see. I believe they had their X right here. Was it right here? I think so. I think it was. Yeah, it was like right here. I think they had the X of where it would have been. And it would have been a 2-minute drive, it said. Yeah, this is where it would have been. So secluded. Now there is, let me see. Whispering Oaks house over here. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, he had to be in a car. Had to be in a car. Had to be in a car. And that's why the information that Sean Paul put out that, he learned the women were there on the 6th because a woman took their license plate and they would have had to have been out of there by the 20th. I need more information on that. How is that being tracked though? Did they not get somebody else's vehicle? Is it someone that drives around there and just like writes down license plate? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that all works out there. Yeah, we don't know any of that. We don't know. They gave one interview that I can find, and it's just pretty much stating that, you know, I mean, I can play it for you guys really quick if you want. I heard about that. The Mohawk sheriff takes a leave, yeah, about right in the middle of both of these cases. Yeah, seriously. Monster, we did. I actually just went over that just a little while ago. I did go over the timeline that was shared and all that information. So again, I think this wedding party is important to question, because if they've seen something, heard something, even to go back and look at their own videos. Let's see. I think it'd be important to do that. So see right here, you guys, this is where people go here, because I was looking at some of the photos, and this is where they would take their photos up here. It's beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. Okay, see, so from the balcony area, see, I wish we would know exactly where from here, like the direction of where their campsite would have been. Like, is it towards this way? Is it towards this way? I'm seriously thinking of going out of here. I'm thinking of even contacting this Whispering Oaks and seeing if I could get, I don't know, do they do like a tour or something? I just want to know. Yeah, Monster, I agree. It has a lot of good information on there. That's where I got a lot of the information for the video I did. Yeah. So Kylan's dad said that he learned about the women being at the campsite since the 6th, because their a woman wrote down their license plate, and I guess they would have had to be out of there by the 20th or something like that. And then people, when that post was made, people are like, oh, well, did they get another license plate down then? Like whoever else was there. But I haven't seen a reply so much for that. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. I'm really thinking of doing that, you guys. I just want to see it with my own eyes. I want to see the distance, because like what is this? A tent over here? What is this little white thing? Looks like a little ant or something, but definitely questioning the wedding party is important, I think, because they could have seen or heard something, or maybe something in a photo. We just don't know. Maybe they went to a store that was nearby, or you just never know. See, this is where that photo would have been taken right here. I mean, it's nice. Oh, this reminds me of Gabby Petito. And I know Sean Paul, I think I've seen him saying that he didn't want no one trying to contact or trying to find like who this wedding party, like contact the people. I did find let me see. Hold on, let me see, where did I go? Let me see. Where did it go? Let's look up Whispering Oaks. Really, Sheila? Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at their website, Whispering Oaks. I'm sure I could get like a little tour of it. I don't see why I couldn't. I found their wedding album. It was beautiful. Yeah, yeah, silent. And that's another question I had too. I was wondering, did they hire a professional? They definitely hired a professional. But then I was wondering, did this, and even contacting whoever, recorded or did the digital of this wedding would be somebody good to be in contact with too with this. I mean, you just never know. Yeah, silent. Any of that is possible. That's the thing with this. Any of that is possible. Hey, Purple Moon. Oh, Sky. I tried to get Sky to come on my panel and she will not. Oh, Nicole Kessinger is from the Watts case. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's what I got for you guys today with this. I can't stay too long. Like I said, I have my sick child here. If you guys want, maybe tomorrow or the following day, depending on how my daughter, if she goes to school tomorrow, we can do it tomorrow. If not, I'll have to wait for the following day. But we can review both of Cindy Sue's interviews. She's done one with the news station. I have to go back and find that one because that's an older one, but I need to go find that one. And then she has done a newer one, and we can watch those together. I know the one for the more recent one she's done is really, it's really sad to see because she really goes into a lot of details. So definitely want to do that. Yeah, Dee, I agree. I totally agree. I wonder if he's even been contacted though. Has law enforcement even contacted? It seems like gunshots would be heard a long distance out there, but the wedding party most likely had. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Loud music. Was there a time for the wedding to be over? Well, hold on. So they had, what did I say? Yeah. Okay, so on the 13th, so they would have checked in early on the 13th because they had their welcome dinner on August 13th at 6 p.m. So, everybody gets there way before that, gets together. Then they had their rehearsal at 9 a.m. on the 14th. Then they had at 5 p.m. on the 14th their wedding ceremony. I was thinking that too about the loud music. And then on the timeline for the women, they were at the tavern and they left there. They went to a friend's house and then they would have been back at the campsite around 1 a.m. So was he there just waiting? Did he attack them while they were sleeping? And then all we know is that on the 15th, Crystal had a shift for work and she did a no-show, no-call. That's why it had to happen either, early morning hours on the 14th when they would have came back, because on the 15th, Crystal had a shift at work and she did a no-call, no-show for it. So, and that is not like them at all to do. So something definitely had happened either when they got there at 1 a.m., maybe a little bit after that, or somewhere in between those hours on the 14th, sometime during the 14th. It could have been even during the day. We don't even know. But to me, Crystal not calling in for work on the 15th tells me that most likely she was already, had been unfortunately killed. Yeah, gunshots echo. Well, other people are stating, because I'm in one of the groups, and people are saying that, you know, it probably wouldn't have alarmed anyone hearing a gunshot because that's what you hear, I guess, around that area. But I think it would be important and still just to say, like, hey, I did hear some gunshots around 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? That's still important information. And we don't know any of that unless this, wedding party is contacted. Silent said. So if it happened after midnight, the 13th slash, 14th, and they were having rehearsal dinner that night, at 6 p.m. What did I say? 6 p.m. on the, well, they had, I just closed it. Hold on, guys. Sorry, right here on my papers. So the 6th, at the 13th, they had their dinner. But remember, the girls were already complaining of this creeper dude by the time they went to the tavern. So keep that in mind. They are already complaining of him. So he was out there during the day on the 10th. I mean on the 13th, sorry. Yeah, I want to for sure go through the I for sure want to go through that interview. So I'll keep you guys updated. If I'll know by later on tonight if it'll be tomorrow for Cindy's. We can visit Cindy's interview, or it'll be the following day. But definitely want to. Also, for anyone that's following the Aiden Fucci case, he is the 14-year-old who is being charged as an adult for murder on 13-year-old Tristan Bailey. She had 114 stab wounds, 48 or 49 defensive wounds. He has court, I think, on the 28th or 29th. So I definitely am going to go live over that because that's a case I've been following. And then I think a day before that, so maybe, gosh, my daughter better get well soon because I did want to do a live before just to recap the case for anybody that doesn't know it, and then we can watch the court hearing on, I think it's the 28th or 29th. His mom also has court the same day. His mom was actually charged with tampering. Tampering with evidence, I think it was. She was caught on her own surveillance camera cleaning her son's blood jeans, and her own surveillance captured her ass doing that. So, all right. Some guests were rumored to have been staying at the campground. I follow what you follow. Rose with Thorns. Yeah. So, definitely, that's coming up this week is the Aiden. He has court. So, and if you remember the last court hearing he just had, they actually postponed it. They said it was due to technical, they were having technical issues, right, with the Zoom or whatever. But they had Aiden on camera acting freaking crazy. I'm just going to say my own opinion, I think he's pretending to be crazy. And he was saying something, what was he saying? Something about, oh man, we got to watch that. I do have all that. We got to watch that. But that's going on this week. So just be on the lookout, you guys. Monster, is it October 28th? So that means I would have to do the live on the 27th to get a recap of the case. Today's 27th is tomorrow. What the frick? Monster, are you is it for sure is it for sure the 28th, or is it the 29th? I mean, I'll go and I'll check afterwards, but that means tomorrow I would have to have the live to recap you guys. Okay, let me know and then I'll check too. But put a 1 if you know the Tristan Bailey case, and a number 2 if you do not know that case. I didn't realize today is the 26th. My God, it's already almost over. One, two. I think a lot of people know that case because that was the details of that case is really disturbing. I mean, again, there's surveillance of him walking with her, and then surveillance of only him walking out, surveillance of him walking out with his shoes, holding his shoes. I mean, there's a lot. Game on 2. Yeah, I do want, oh man, I didn't realize today was the 26th. All right, guys, so change of plans. I'm waiting to see what Monster says. Oh, it says the 28th. All right, so he has court on the 28th. So tomorrow I'm going to want to do a live of a recap of the case for that one. Tomorrow. It would have to be tomorrow because he has court on the 28th. And then after that, we can do the live with Cindy Sue. I'm actually going to message Cindy Sue right after this and see if she'll possibly want to do an interview with us. And if she does, then we'll schedule that. And I won't even have to replay anybody else's interview they did with her. That would be better for me. But yeah. All right, guys. So I got to get off then. I got to do some organizing then if I'm going to be discussing that case tomorrow. Oh gosh. And I only could do research or anything until 6 p.m. because then I actually have a job. God damn it. Let's see. I saw that and the post on social media is back up. Police car crazy. Can't trust anyone these days. Yeah, I know. I know. And he was only 14 years old, you guys. 14 years old. That is just insane. All right. Yeah. Oh, hey, Autumn. I didn't see you in here. Okay, guys. Hey, Kim. I don't think I said hi to you either, love. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I need some figuring out to do. So, yeah, I know, Rose. Okay, so I know that one. That one is like really, really great. And she had 49 defensive wounds. Oh my gosh. That baby girl fought back. She fought back. She fought back. Oh, Lori, I'm ending it right now. Actually, Kristen, I need to look that up. I do not know. Does anyone know if there's any information on that case? It kind of just went kind of quiet. Like nothing was even being put out to even to report on. I do believe Monica moved out of there, but there was something else shared about Monica. But if you're talking like with the actual case of it, I don't know. Yeah, hit the bell because I'm sporadic with my lives. Ebro says she hasn't heard anything. Yeah, that's another disturbing case. That one, I don't know about that one, you guys. That is definitely one that's, No, Kristen, thank you for being here. Yeah, that one was really, that was one that had us all, right? That is one that I don't think any of us could wrap our head around. Even still thinking about it right now, I'm just like, yeah, I can't wrap my head around that one. No, you have a blessed day. And thank you guys for being here with me. Let me figure out everything with my little young crazy here, see how she's feeling today. And then, tomorrow we'll do a live on the Tristan Bailey case because they are going to have court for Aiden on the 28th. So you guys have a good day and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys. Thank you guys for being here.